good. It was actually really educational and we learnt a lot.
Sift through it and see if you could find anything.
Panning for gemstones.
Yeah.
Have issues with while we're out there because this was the first time that we've actually
This kid
taken the GoPro out
dodge
to film it.
How you going, guys? My name is Frank.
I'm Sarah.
And this is the Moving to Thailand podcast, week 18. Could be 19.
Pipe City.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah.
There's just so many.
Check. Yeah.
But we've got written down week 18, so that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
This week, it has been full of learning, adventure.
Yeah.
Today has.
Yeah.
First off, today we hit the Gemmies, finally. We have been harping on about it for yonks.
Yeah.
That we were going to go out there and do a vlog. A vlog.
A vlog.
And I went out there and did a vlog.
No. Yeah, vlogged it. Yeah, vlog.
Yeah, do a vlog. And it was a lot more fun than we both have thought it would be. Yeah. Wasn't it?
I think yeah, it was. It was a great time. I just anticipated it to just be a bit boring. For some reason. But it was really good. It was actually really educational and we learnt a lot. So that was awesome. And what they were saying about like the gemstones in the area was really interesting and it was delivered in an interesting way. And the people out there are just very passionate about what they do, which is great to see.
Yeah, they are. And yeah, I've heard Sarah remark many a time going, it's crazy how these come get formed underground.
I know.
I was like, yep.
Just my mind was blown. Like we went down to, what was the first place called?
The Bobby Dazzler.
Bobby Dazzler.
Mine tours.
So that's like about a 45-minute drive out of Emerald into Sapphire.
And then through Sapphire into Rubyvale.
And it's just kind of like a place in Australia where like you can do like have a mining claim and like mine the ground yourself and you get like a 5-year or 10-year lease on your mining claim. You have to mine it. So basically that just means you can dig underground and try and find precious gems yourself. And the area is known for sapphires.
Yep.
From what we learnt today, which
hence
was
the name
of really
the town
cool.
before. Yeah, it's it's definitely a bit of a different place out there. You know, we've gotten when we do the vlog, you'll see just some of the houses. It's a bit more ragtag out there, but it definitely looks like it could be quite a cool lifestyle, just being out there on your own or with your partner, whatever, and just mining. And whatever you find, you keep, you sell. A cool way to make a living, I guess. Because,
a lot of people do it.
Yeah, very, very exciting in some aspects. And the
guy that did the tour. So we went underground.
Yeah. Into
an actual mine. And the guy that did the tour was just very like. You could just tell that he loved what he did, and the way he was speaking about mining for gemstones was just very like, he just had a lot of like passion and happiness in his voice when he was speaking about it, and it was just really cool to see that, and it made the tour a lot more interesting than just having some like person be like, and this is a rock, you know?
Yeah, and you know, rocks are interesting, but
you
can make them a bit more interesting with some passion.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, he said that he'd been down for a couple of hours in his friend's mine shaft before he was doing the tour. So yeah, he's got his own claim. So he's in it. He's doing it. He's not just like a historian or whatever in the sense that he's just read books and whatnot. He's actually out there living it.
Yeah.
So you definitely got more of like an inside kind of idea, knowledge of what actually went on, and just like how he's saying, unfortunately because a lot of the mining claims, they just obviously you dig a hole to get down there and then you start digging from there underground to find the veins and the good spots for the gems, but they had a lot of people, instead of filling the holes back in with their unused wash or the unused rocks that they had dug up but obviously didn't contain anything, they just throw their rubbish down there. So, and he said that he'd found that when he was mining on his claim as well. So it was like, that's kind of nothing really too special, but just he actually had experienced that as well. So he could, you know, you could feel that he was, really talking with some serious knowledge about what he was discussing, and you could tell. So yeah, it was really quite cool doing that. After that, what did we do? We hit the wash.
Yeah, so we went into the shop and we purchased a bucket of wash, which is just like basically a big bucket of sand that potentially might have gems in it.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of different rocks. So what they have there is sapphires, and they also have zircon. So that was the two gems that we were looking for in the wash. And we had a gentleman out there. He was showing us and the other two people who were on the tour with us how to put it into the sieve, get rid of all the loose sand, then wash it, and how to wash it properly with the sieve in the water, and then finally to put it on the table and to sift through it and see if you could find anything.
Panning for gemstones.
Yeah. We're serious miners now.
Yeah. It was actually like the first time we did the wash, it was quite, like we tipped it out on the table and it was really hard to see like where things were, because it all kind of just looks the same. Like there's just like black bits, like orange bits, like just, it's all just kind of messed up together. But once you find a couple of actual sapphires, it's quite easy to sort of see where they are and pick them out because you know what you're looking for. Yeah,
it was definitely tough to get a hang of, because a lot of the times, especially when they're wet, you have to wait until they dry out to really be able to see which ones stay sparkly and stay bright, because all of them are pretty much sparkly once they're wet, but when they dry out, the ones that aren't worth anything, or you know, aren't sapphires or precious gems, they'll lose their shine,
lose their
once
glitter.
the water goes away. So there's a lot of different tips and tricks, and we've probably learned like one of millions. But yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, to find your own stuff. I mean, it would have been cool if we had a chance to actually mine it ourselves, but at the same time, then we would have had to have mined it ourselves, and that would have been probably...
It's hard work.
Yeah, it is hard work. I can just imagine that it wouldn't be as easy as just washing the bucket. So yeah, we found a few there. We got them weighed.
We had 92.2 carats, I think.
Yeah, 92.25 carats of just all a bunch of different
sapphires. I think they were mostly.
Yeah, I think there were like 90% was sapphires, and there's probably zircon in there as well. A few party stones, as they said, which was just the colour. I think they had blue, yellow, and maybe green in them, so they called them party stones. That's a little bit of inside information for you. But yeah, they were. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, really nice people too. Like, we walked in and just instantly like asked the lady if she was cool with us filming, and she was pretty cool with it, and like didn't really have any issues with it. Just said that we couldn't film into the mine because it's sort of like it gets posted on YouTube, and then people don't want to come out to the mine, and it loses them business because people have already seen it on YouTube and they know what to expect.
Yeah.
And we were respectful of that. Like we filmed around the site and like when we were panning, but we didn't film anything down in the mine except for like where you're allowed to take photos. So we took a couple of photos, but that's about it. We just wanted to be respectful to them, and we're happy that they were letting us film. So that was cool. They had some interesting sort of jewelry in the shop, and it was quite nice. Like, all the people there were just really lovely, and the other couple that we were on the tour with were really nice. They're from the Gold Coast as well, so got chatting to them a little bit, and they had a cute dog too, which was awesome. She was hype as.
She was a little whingy lady.
1-year-old Kelpie.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was. As Sarah said, all the people were really nice. And really helpful. So that was really nice. We felt welcome, and had a really good time learning, and also, it's quite exciting to potentially find something worth value. Just out of the ground in a bucket. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we don't have quite enough gems yet, and
well, your mate recommended.
He recommended. It was called Fest, and it was just in the town, one down in Sapphire. It was really nice. I was really surprised when we drove in there. Just you drive in over the cattle grid, and then it's just you got water on both sides, and there's just a driveway in between the two ponds, lakes.
Yeah, it sort of doesn't look like anything though. Like you feel like you're just driving into the backyard of someone's house.
Yeah, that was
like we were a bit like, oh, are we in the right place?
I was like, I should have checked on the sign what time they're open, because drove in, there was nobody else there. But once we parked up, there was you could see tables down where they'd do wash and stuff like that. And then the lady came out, and I was like, "You guys open?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
But Carol, she was lovely.
She was awesome. Yeah, she was really helpful.
So helpful and just so knowledgeable. I was just chatting to her about how she got into the gemstone business or whatever, and she said she learnt how to be a valuer in Korea and
No, she was she learned how to grade in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
She learned how to grade. So she, they put on the glasses, the goggles, and then they look into the gemstones. They look for any imperfections and the roughness of the outside and that kind of thing, so they can see if whether a gem can be cut, just polished, or if it's just, as they say, show and tell. Which we discovered, she told us, and I thought it was really interesting, that they are now buying sapphires by however many, but she said for $240 you'd sell a kilo of the sapphires that couldn't be cut. And they actually grind them down really fine, and they make them into the Gorilla cases that you use on your iPhone and your on your smartphone. So I thought that was really... Yeah,
that was some really interesting information.
It was crazy. I
thought it was just really hectic perspex or something that they used for that, but
no,
turns out it's actual sapphires.
Ancient stones on your smartphone.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty crazy. But they, so we came down, and they have options there of, you've got a bucket of wash, which was $30. So the one before, it was $20 for a bucket of wash, and we did that at the Bobby Dazzler mine. This one was $30 for a bucket. It was, and then they had two different types of bags. So they had a big bag, which was $30 as well, and then they had the premium gem bag, which is these ones. So this one was $80, but when they're mining the gems, they bring them up through big machinery, and then they've got pulsators that sift through the rocks, and they catch the good ones. So they have two trays, and this one, the premium one, is in the first tray, so this is where all the good shit goes. So there's no dirt, no big rocks in there or anything.
Yeah.
It's just pretty much sapphires. You're going to find some good shit in there.
Yeah. They're working an open cut mine too. It wasn't an underground like the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, they had claims on their property, and then they were professional miners, which apparently a lot of people aren't out there. And they had a claim that it was probably 5 or 6 k's away, and yeah, they'd bring it up there and put it into bags. And she just gave us a quick rundown. You had like 2 layers, so the top layer was like the bigger stuff, and she flipped that out, and then she was like, all right, pick out your stones, and we're like, use this one, use this one. And there was like quite a few.
Yeah, there was so many.
And so it really lived up to the premium premium price tag and the premium.
It was instant too. Like they were all just like sitting on top, which I wasn't really expecting. Like I thought they were going to be like more little ones, hard to find in the middle. But now they're all just kind of like right there, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that first top one, and then she'd be like, that's one. Oh, you missed that one. We're like, sheesh, calm down. Sapphires is raining.
I know.
And then there was a second layer, which was the smaller stuff, which still had a lot of some sapphires, but a lot of zircon.
Yeah, we got so many.
Yeah, so luckily we started picking them out. Because if we didn't, she would have been like, oh,
yeah.
You missed all this.
Well, we kind of had them in a pile, and we were like we were putting the sapphires in, and then we were just picking out things that we thought might be of importance.
Yeah.
And then she comes up and she's just like, yep, they're all something, and put them into the jar with the rest of our stuff. So we're like, okay, great, thanks. And we got most of them. There was only like maybe 2 or 3 that we missed.
Yeah, so that was zircon, so they were kind of like, they go from clear to very dark pink. And then the sapphires were blue, green,
black almost.
Yellow, yeah. But once you put a light up to them, that's when they really sparkle. Literally and figuratively. So
yeah, so many different colours.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. So yeah, we spent some time there, and then she graded them for us. So she put them out, and then she separated them into ones that could be cut, ones that could be cut polished, and then ones that were stars, was it?
Yeah, so basically they
so they're going to be cut and they're going to be polished, weren't they?
They polished them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they were quite a bit bigger, but because they weren't cut, I don't think they would be worth as much as the other ones. But yeah, we had quite a few. She like separated the ones that could be cut into the flawless, but not really, but you know, like the high grade, and then the other ones into the ones that could be cut, but because it's $3 a gem to cut, it may not be worth it unless, like to sell, to make a profit on. So, and then there was a bunch of they're called show and tell, which is just ones, as I said, that you can
you can't cut. They're just like, they've got imperfections and cracks and stuff that they just look cool, so you show and tell.
Yeah, they wouldn't bother cutting them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We laid out the ones as well that she's like, oh, have a look at the ones that you got from the other mine. And she's like, as I suspected.
They're all shit.
Yeah, well, there was like maybe 3 or 4 that were decent, that could be either polished, cut, or that were stars, but the rest of them, put in a show and tell bag. So yeah, it's really cool that you get to go do that, you get to go learn, you get to have fun, you know, looking for something, and at the end of the day, you could possibly, you know, make money off it. Yeah. Or just get like a really cool souvenir.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I'd definitely recommend, whether it be the Gemmies or any other place that does fossicking or anything like that, it's quite a cool experience.
Yeah, it was. Another cool thing was at the second place we went, Carol, we were just talking to her, and she was asking us what we're up to and stuff, and we told her that we're moving to Thailand, and she actually recommended a really good place in Thailand where we can get our gems cut, and it's a place that's not dodgy, or like they're not going to swap a dodgy gem. They're not going to swap the gems out for like less higher grade quality ones
or man-made ones.
And she just sort of said like she would recommend us actually send the gems to them and then pick them up once we're in Thailand. So that was really cool. Like I did not expect to just be chatting to her and like actually get recommendations about Thailand from somebody that's just like a miner in the Gemfields, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I knew that a lot of, or majority of gems were cut in Thailand, but it was still quite interesting for her, and for her to actually explain as well.
Yeah.
So for us, we were thinking, oh, we'll take them over with us and then we'll get them cut in Thailand. But to start, we don't know where to go, and you know, there are a lot of scams in Thailand, so we could definitely be had. But for her to say
go to this place,
well, they like them to send people to send them over, and then if we communicate with them, we can pick them up. Yeah. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah, it was, and it was
origin.
Yeah, it
from
was
the stones.
Yeah, because they want to know where the stones are from. Like we can go to Thailand and go in with a bag of gems and just be like, hey, we got these in Australia, but they don't know that. So if we post them over, it's like...
Yeah, I don't really know why that origin is. Maybe it's to do with like ethical concerns.
Yeah.
You know, like blood diamonds. How people don't want to buy them and people don't want to deal with them because of the ethical side of things. So perhaps that's something to do with that, but I don't remember a specific reason as to why they really like an origin, but I'm kind of assuming that's what it is. Maybe I'll find out one day.
Yeah, I sort of thought that it might be because like different countries have different quality minerals in the ground, and like it's good for them to know where it's come from so they can actually grade the stones.
Yeah, you could be right there as well. Yeah, and different countries will have a better reputation, so therefore they'll be worth more, so they can say this came from Australia and it's not from this other country, so therefore it's a higher quality. So you could be right there. Well done.
Thanks. I'm smart sometimes. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So one thing that we did have issues with while we were out there, because this was the first time that we've actually
this kid
taken the GoPro out to film a vlog on, and we're pretty grateful that we have like all this time while we're still here to be able to test run these things and like learn how to use them and kind of iron out some of the kinks. But the GoPro, we were using it for probably like 20 minutes and it just like overheated. It didn't even tell us that it had overheated. It just wouldn't turn back on. And that was pretty annoying, to be honest. Like, for a product that's so well known and renowned, for it to just like overheat and not turn back on, and it's like an expensive product too, so you expect it to work a little bit better than what it does. But we ended up not using it for most of the vlog. So we used it for a little bit, but we ended up just using our phones on the gimbal, which is great because it's good to have backup and be able to use the phones. But eventually we were in the car and we were just like, well, I'll just Google how to fix the GoPro because it's annoying and I want to make sure that we haven't lost all of our footage and shit. And it just turns out you have to take the battery out and let the battery cool down, which is also like, it's the GoPro 11. You've had 11 of these to work out how not to have these issues. Yet they're still happening. Issues. Yeah. So that was irritating, but...
It was, yeah. So I thought that it could have been from the case that we have. So when we plug in, we've got two tripods now. We've just recently got the Joby Gorilla one, which is really good. It's not too big. Really cool. It's got the bendy legs, and you can just stick it on to. You can just use it a lot more, and especially on uneven surfaces and even on railings and stuff. So you can get a good shot. You don't have to rely on a completely flat ground, or else it'll go boom. Yeah. So we've got that, and then we've also got the one that came with the Creators Pack, and for that to plug in, you need to put the case over it, where you can attach the light and then also the microphone boom. So I think it could have been to do with that, because every time we've been using it for this podcast, it's been having issues after like half an hour recording, and I mean that's pretty piss weak. So we've taken the case off and we're using it now with the regular microphone. We're hoping that's going to solve the problem. But again, it's a GoPro made accessory, and if that's causing the issue, then that's pretty shit, because they made it, they would have tested it on their product, and yet it's still overheating after sweet fuck all, you know. It's a reputable brand. They've had many attempts to get it right, and they made the accessory that could, I don't know for sure, be causing the issues, but it's still pretty disheartening that you spend all that money on it, and it's doing that. So the thing is as well, like we used it a bit in the car, used it a bit just before we went in, and then I was holding it and we were underground in the mine, nice 24 degrees constant, so it wasn't hot outside, and then it still had that issue. When we came out, it was hot.
But it wasn't even turned on.
Exactly, it wasn't turned on for 45 minutes at least. We were down there near an hour, and we had that issue. So as Sarah said, luckily we've had this time to kind of practice and before we get over into the big leagues. But at the same time, it was quite annoying.
Yeah, it is.
But we may need to get an external microphone for it to go with this tripod, because we're really enjoying the tripod so far, and that may solve the issue there. But at the same time, we've already bought a tripod and a microphone accessory, boom. So it's quite annoying to be having to purchase something else because that's not working.
I probably, if I had known that these things were going to be issues with that case that houses the microphone and light, I probably wouldn't have bought the creators pack, to be honest. I would have just got the GoPro as a standalone thing.
Yeah, for sure, me too.
Yeah, and then buy all those accessories separately. So if you are thinking about getting the creators pack, probably don't do it.
Maybe think again.
Yeah.
Create with something else.
Because no issues with the actual camera itself. It's really good. It films really nice. So I was about to say something good about the GoPro and then it overheated, even though it doesn't have the casing on it. So we're 30 minutes into recording, and it's just sitting there in a 24 degree room, and it's decided to overheat. So to be honest, that's fucking shit. I'm really quite disappointed with that. We'll have to see what we're going to do with it. I don't know. Yeah, I think we should have it and just keep it for a few vlogs at least when we're in Thailand and just see how it goes, because we're not going to be constantly filming, and hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
I want to give it a bit more time, because I want to just give it a bit more time and not just sell it straight away, because I want to just make sure that we're not just being noobs at it. But
yeah, we'll have to watch some videos, do some research on what's happening.
Why that happens.
It's being used pretty basically, and we're having those issues. So that's
it's pretty shit.
Yeah, it's really shit. But anyway, shit happens, so we'll figure that out. But yeah, on to the next thing. And for me, that's been the as we discussed in the last episode, I've been doing the teaching English as a foreign language diploma online. And first unit was lesson planning, which I said was quite boring, but now we're into the actual vocabulary and pronunciation units, and it's a lot more interesting, a lot more exciting for me. So I've definitely found that I'm thinking, it's making me think, because I was kind of expecting it to be quite basic, and I'd just be just fly straight through it. maybe have some the actual assignments because you have to produce something. But yeah, just even with the tests that are after each unit, it's really making me think, and I think it's because I've been speaking English my whole life. You just intuitively know things like the rhythm of English and the flow it has, and where you
like inflections.
Where you put emphasis on different syllables and that kind of thing, which I do in my like when I'm speaking, I do that, but I don't actually think about it. It's just subconscious.
Yeah.
So for it to be presented, I'm just like, oh yeah, like I'm thinking about it, and I'm having like, you know, kind of, especially if I want to teach somebody, it's going to be something that I'm going to have to like really bring to the forefront of my mind, because as I said, I know it, but to be able to express it to somebody else and to teach it, that's just another level of understanding. So yeah, it's been going really well. I'm enjoying it. I most of the time look forward to sitting down and carrying on with the course. So that's really quite exciting, and I'm taking a lot of notes, and I'm also taking in and saving all the different tools and graphs and tables that are available from the course as well, so that when I get to actually teaching someone, I'm going to be ready to go. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, I need to create a lesson plan, and I'll just be like, oh, all these tools are already going to be saved, and I can just go back to them and really set myself up for success. So it's been it's quite good. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I do, but I think it could be something really, really rewarding, and also quite fun to do as a job.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think you'd be good at it.
Really enjoying it. Definitely, I'd recommend people give it a go. You know, it won't be for everyone. Obviously, not everyone can teach. And I'm
hype on that.
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm hype on that. I'm more hype on that than the GoPro, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more hype on most things than the GoPro at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm off it.
The No Pro.
Yeah. The Go Amateur.
Yeah.
More like it.
Amateur hour. I haven't really done heaps this week because people are still away at work, yada yada. It's just like I've pretty much been working full time, which is good because money, but it's also like annoying because I want to come home and like do work on other things. But my Etsy store has sold a couple of things, which is freaking awesome. Like, it just feels like no sales for ages, and then like one sale last month, and then like 2 sales this month. So I feel like it's getting picked up in the algorithm, and it's like people are actually starting to purchase things, and I'm getting a lot of likes and a lot of people just like favoriting items and favoriting my shop. So it's just really exciting for me because I've put a lot of work into it, and now I'm kind of starting to see the little benefits rolling in. Like, I've only made $6 this month, but it's still like 3 times as much as what I made the month before. So I'm actually starting to see it as a legitimate way that we could make a little bit of extra cash when we're in Thailand. So I'm hyped.
Yeah, because you have to put in the hard work, and then it's kind of like it's
almost
passive in a sense, but well, I guess it is. Yeah, it's passive income. So if you can, put in the hard work at the start, get
do your research, get Etsy ads running, even though like you do have to pay for them, which is slightly irritating, but at the same time, because I've got ads running and like marketing and stuff, I'm paying for it, but it's getting picked up and people are actually buying my stuff. So I think it's worth having the ads on.
Yeah, I think especially at the start, you know, because there's a lot of stuff on there. So to kind of differentiate yourself and stand out, ads will be putting you in a lot more people's feed and just a lot more eyeballs on you. So I mean, you may not have to run ads or forever, but yeah, definitely to start out, you know, you got to get some traction. So it's a great way to get some traction and to start getting some sales.
Yeah, it's the old got to spend money to make money.
Hey, that's it, eh?
Yeah.
That's what they say. But
That's it.
That's about it for this week.
Yeah.
Gemmies was hype.
Yeah, we're really
Loved
hyped
it.
on that. GoPro, not so hype.
Yeah, we'll try to figure that out and we'll report back and we'll see what we come up with. See if I throw it through a wall or something. Yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you'd be so kind. We would much appreciate it. And feedback, any comments, any advice on the GoPro or any questions you'd like to ask, just reach out at frankandsarah@gmail.com or throw a comment down below. We'd really appreciate it and we'd love to hear from you guys. We had another subscriber today, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it immensely.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to help us realise our dream. And yeah, thanks a lot guys for watching. We appreciate it once again, and we'll see you next week with week 19 or maybe 20. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll go back and check it out. But once again guys, thank you and
thanks a lot.
see you next week.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye.